Okay, never a dull moment. We went to go work that horse, and those folks weren't even home. The horse wasn't in the corral, and there was no dogs, so it kind of worried us. So we went to another neighbor and talked to him, and he said I hadn't heard from them either. But while we were standing there, he got a text from them, and they said they were in town getting fuel. They were out of fuel, so everything was good. Now we're going to go work that horse tomorrow morning. They're going to try to get him up in the morning, and then we have a lunch meeting that we have to attend. In the meantime, I've got 3 horses to trim this afternoon. We've got laundry to do, so I'm having to clean out the Suburban, and everything's got to go 6 different directions because we don't have enough storage around here. We need a Connex in the worst way. Hoping that one's in our near future. I went and trimmed 3 horses yesterday, and I'm pretty sure we picked up a nail or something. In fact, I'm looking at it right now. Right there. Well, that's going to be easy enough to fix. I think it's a screw. You guys see that? See that? It's right there. Right there. So I'll have to plug that, and I think I'm out of plugs. I might have some in here. We've got to move this truck because on the back of Yella, we went over there and did a walk through the property after it was fenced. The gates were up. I'm hoping you guys can hear me. The wind was really bad. I do have some pictures I'll throw in. This is a refrigerator that was in their house when they bought it, and it matches our stove that we bought 2 years ago. So we're going to have to store it in the cabin, and we got to get it off this truck and out of the weather. So I've got to fix that flat. But right now, got to get the rest of the stuff out of the Suburban so we can load laundry, so I can go trim some horses and start it all over again tomorrow. I've had cancellations, I've had reschedules, I've had all kind of stuff go on, and I tell you, we run constantly around here. It seems like one thing leads to another, which leads to another, and we get busy pretty quick. Alrighty, folks. We had a change of plans this morning. We had a horse we was going to work. I told you guys yesterday. They didn't have the horse up. We had a meeting in Springerville, and today we are out here at Matt Lovell's place. He's got some sheep, and we're going to go take a look at their feet, try and get them trimmed up. So come along with us. Alrighty, folks. I'm going to do my best to do some voiceover here, even with these stents in my nose. They had all the sheep up, which was really nice. And what we're doing is just maintenance. And normally, you know, we might do this in a stand, where we just put them on stand, but most of these sheep had only been done, I think, once or twice. He had said they had done it before. And this country here is really dry, and their feet are really hard, so you really got to have some good equipment to trim their feet. Here I'm showing them how to cross hobble a sheep or a goat if you're going to trim them, if you're going to doctor them. These were pretty lively. They're not used to being handled like this, you know, and to take and work on them and to do things, you know, it's just a matter of time, and you don't do it all the time. You don't trim them every day, or every week. So they don't get used to it. It takes them a while of working a herd to where, okay, they know, kind of like a cow herd. When it's springtime, they start heading for the mountains. They know that it's time. And in the fall, they start heading home. They know. So if you keep your animals on a schedule, then they kind of know what's going on. And all we're doing here doesn't hurt the sheep. Their toes primarily get long, and they overgrow their pad. And what we do is just try to trim that back to where it's not sharp. They can hurt their babies when they've got too long of toes, and it does affect their overall gait and the healthy animal. So we try to keep them trimmed back to the pad and trim off all the excess. And it's just like your dead fingernail, like when you trim your fingernail. It's not a you can get it into the quick, but it's not a painful process. They just have to learn how to lay there and be calm and let the procedure be done. And this sheep here finally laid down there and just let us work on her. And I like doing these kind of things for fellow homesteaders. The name of the game, I think, in any homesteading community, and when we say homestead community, we're not talking about neighbors. A lot of times we're just talking about like-minded people that live, sometimes hundreds of miles away. We're probably 60 miles from Matt, his wife, and they have a Instagram post at 1 million pumpkins, I think is their handle. I'll look it up and put it in the description below. But when you can foster those relationships, your resources can be pooled and you guys can work together. I may have something that I don't necessarily need, but he values, and vice versa. So if we can trade resources and trade time and energy, then it's a win-win. And that's what it takes out here, particularly on the desert. You got to have a lot of like-minded people. So here we are, we're working on another one. And one of the things I try to stress when I'm working with these type of animals is to not get them to where you got any pressure on their vitals or on their throat or anything like that. So a lot of times people see me squatted down like this, and what's actually happening is the animal's in the hollow of my ankle or the hollow of my leg, and I'm not really putting any pressure on the animal. It's just over top of it, and not really hurting the animal. So just trimming them up. We work this herd. They have a mixed herd of Katahdin and black belly. They've got some really good rams. If you're in the area and you're interested in Katahdins or black bellies, they've got a really good starter herd. So you might want to go and check them out. Take and contact them through Instagram. Matt Lovell's on Facebook, and he can take and work with you there if you're in need of freezer meat, or if you want to get into the sheep industry. Here we are working on another one. You can see how long their feet are. We don't have a lot of rock in a lot of places out here in our area. We have a lot of sand, some clay, but we don't have the rocks that are needed to take and trim these sheep feet. Here's one of their mamas. Miss Polly was taking some B-roll footage. It's a really good looking Katahdin ewe, and they free graze theirs out on their property, and they got a really good life. She takes them out and lets them graze. They supplement them, and these black bellies and these Katahdins are like wild animals. I've said it before. They're pest resistant. They're disease resistant, and they're just overall a really good desert breed, particularly the black belly and the Katahdin. Even some of the Dorper crosses are really good. So if you're interested in getting into them. These are two breeds that are really nice out on the desert, and don't take as much care as some of the more domesticated breeds. Here's their black belly ram. He's a really good looking ram, squared up, really nice, throws some good babies. That'll end it up for us today. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, if you don't know which way to go in this old world, commit your ways unto the Lord. Trust also in Him, and He'll bring it to pass. We'll see you later.